The MFL Marmac girls basketball team is in the Upper Iowa Conference lead here at the holiday break after a 58-54 win over Central Elkader last night. We get an update from head coach Jason Winter, and this update brought to you by Havlicek Trucking, Meyer Auto Service, and Birdnow Chevrolet. And Coach, always good to get a big win like that heading into the holiday break, I'd imagine, just to have a positive vibe and a good taste in your mouth over the holiday break. Fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. I know going into it, it was a big game. Both teams were undefeated in the Upper Iowa Conference. So we knew whoever won that game last night would have the momentum in the conference race. And basically, if you lose that game last night, your room for error for the rest of the year in the conference is going to be very small. So we went into that knowing that, and I thought we played a pretty good game.
What's impressed you the most about your team to this point?
To this point, I'd say our defense has been pretty decent throughout the year. We've had pretty good attitudes for the most part. I would like to see us probably play a little harder, but for the most part, we've had pretty good attitudes.
And when you look at the things you'll be looking to improve on as the time goes by throughout the course of the season, what tops that list right now?
I think we've got to get better in the transition. We got to be able to get up and down the floor a little bit more. We like to get after you defensively, baseline to baseline, and I don't think we've been able to quite do that yet this year. And we've talked a little bit about having the heart and the desire, the want to, kind of be hungry, and I'd like to see us maybe grow with that a little bit. And I think if we can do that, we're going to become a much better team.
And do you feel that if you can get that intensity up a little bit on the defensive end, that'll lead to a little bit more wide open style?
Yeah, absolutely, because that's the way we've played in the past. Is a lot of our offense is created off of our defense, and that gets us going and gets us up and down, gets us some easy buckets. We haven't really had a whole lot of those this year. We've had to score more in our half court, which is probably more than we've done in the past 3-4 years. So I think if we could do that, this might be one of our teams where maybe we'd actually put both of those together.
But the fact that you're scoring in the half court and you feel that you can maybe get some transition opportunities and improve on that end of things, ultimately, you're probably going to have to win some games in different styles. Do you feel that that can be an asset to you down the stretch?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've kind of already done that this year a little bit. I know the first game of the year against NFB, I mean, I think we scored in the 60s. And then we came out and we played Wakan, and that game was in the low 30s. So we've played some higher scoring games. We've played some lower scoring games. So it just kind of depends. And I like I told our girls, it's kind of up to us. I said, we stop ourselves. And part of that is some of our games we've come out and we played really, really hard. And there's other games we've come out where, to me, the girls just maybe didn't have the energy or the attitude to really want to play hard. So that's what I mean by we stop ourselves. I think if we come out and play hard all the time, and not just for a quarter or for a half, and we can play a full game, I think we can have a really decent team. But we've got to find that what button to push, I guess, to get them to play 4 full quarters.
And from the holiday break perspective, how are you handling that from a practice perspective?
Going into break, we had this little gathering tonight after the win last night, and then we'll come back like the 28th. We're going to have a team get together, and then we'll start practicing again pretty hard about the 29th. And then we're going to be scrimmaging New Hampton on the 30th. And then we'll have a few more practices before we come back where we play Clayton Ridge on the 4th.
And do you feel it's an advantage to see somebody besides yourself over the holiday break? And because probably 2 weeks of seeing the same people in practice, scrimmage in and scrimmage out, and everything like that, does facing somebody else break up that monotony a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good for the girls to do that. And we enjoy. We normally have been playing New Hampton over the Christmas break the last few years. It's kind of nice because we don't see them in the regular season. We know they play in a tough conference. So and we play some of those other teams in their conference. So it's just good for us to kind of see what level of play they play in the Northeast Iowa Conference. And it's nice too that we don't play them in the regular season. So we're seeing something completely different than what we've seen before.
All right, Coach, congrats on a good start to conference play. Hopefully things can keep moving in the right direction come January. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and here's to a successful 2022 portion of the schedule for the Bulldogs.
All right, I appreciate it, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
Jason Winter is the head coach of the MFL Marmac Bulldogs, on top of the Upper Iowa Conference girls basketball standings as we enter January.